Signs You're Destined to Become a Millionaire? Written by Ronnie Rowland. Published by Growth Literacy Lounge. What if I told you the only thing standing between you and becoming a millionaire isn't your bank account, your job, or even your current skills, but the mindset and habits you're carrying right now? This book isn't about get-rich-quick schemes. It's about uncovering the traits, actions, and thoughts that already point to your potential for financial greatness, and transforming that potential into a thriving reality. At 27 years old, Amanda stood in the middle of her one-bedroom apartment, surrounded by overdue bills and broken dreams. She was stuck in a job she hated, earning just enough to scrape by, and haunted by the same question every night. Why can't I get ahead? One day she stumbled upon an old journal she'd forgotten about, filled with ideas for side hustles, goals for financial freedom, and notes from self-help books she'd read in her 20s. Leafing through its pages, she realized something startling. She already knew what needed to be done. She'd written it down herself years ago. The problem wasn't the lack of information. It was that she hadn't believed she was the kind of person who could succeed. Amanda decided to bet on herself. She started small, selling handmade jewelry online while continuing her job. A year later, that side hustle had grown into a six-figure business, allowing her to quit her 9-to-5 and pursue her dreams full-time. Fast forward 5 years, Amanda is now the CEO of a thriving lifestyle brand, and her financial freedom has unlocked a life she once thought was out of reach. What changed? It wasn't a sudden windfall or luck. It was the recognition of traits she already had: resilience, resourcefulness, and a willingness to take risks, and the decision to cultivate those traits into habits that propelled her to success. This book is your forgotten journal, filled with the signs, insights, and strategies to help you recognize the millionaire potential within you. Whether you're starting from scratch, like Amanda, or looking to refine your path to wealth, Signs You're Destined to Become a Millionaire is here to guide you. Through powerful stories, actionable advice, and practical tools, you'll uncover the habits, mindset, and steps you need to not just dream about success but to live it. The journey begins now. Are you ready to see the signs? Let's go. Chapter 1. The Millionaire Mindset. Your greatest asset. Do you believe you're destined for greatness, or do you catch yourself thinking that success is reserved for others, those with more talent, luck, or resources? Here's a truth that might shake you. The first and most significant barrier between you and millionaire status isn't external. It's internal. The way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the stories you tell yourself about money are shaping your future more than you realize. But here's the unanswered question. What specific mindset shifts separate those who achieve extraordinary wealth from those who only dream about it? By the end of this chapter, you'll not only understand the answer, you'll feel ready to transform your thinking. At 25, Marcus was stuck in a cycle of financial struggle. Every month was a juggling act of paying bills, scraping by on odd jobs, and convincing himself that success was for other people. One evening, while scrolling aimlessly through social media, he stumbled upon a quote: "What you focus on expands." At first it seemed like another empty platitude, but something about it stuck. Marcus decided to test this idea. He began to write down his daily thoughts about money. After 2 weeks, a pattern emerged. His journal was filled with fear, scarcity, and resentment toward successful people. He realized he'd been living with a mindset that repelled opportunity instead of attracting it. This was the turning point. Marcus committed to reframing his thoughts. Instead of seeing wealth as something unattainable, he began viewing it as a skill he could learn. He surrounded himself with books, podcasts, and mentors who talked about abundance and growth. 5 years later, Marcus isn't just financially free, he's coaching others to shift their mindsets, just like he did. What can you learn from Marcus's story? That your mindset is the soil where the seeds of success either flourish or wither. Let's prepare your soil. The scarcity versus abundance mindset. The scarcity mindset believes there's never enough money, time, opportunities. Feeds on fear of loss and focuses on what's missing. Leads to paralysis and inaction because the risks feel too great. The abundance mindset sees possibilities everywhere, even in challenges. Focuses on growth, learning, and creating value. Attracts opportunities through action, gratitude, and confidence. The difference between these mindsets is subtle but profound. Ask yourself, do I believe wealth is a zero-sum game, where someone's gain is my loss? Or do I see it as a world of infinite possibilities, where success is shared and expanded? Many people unknowingly carry limiting beliefs about money, often inherited from their upbringing or culture. These beliefs might sound like, money is the root of all evil, rich people are greedy, I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. Take a moment to reflect. Which of these, or similar thoughts, have been quietly shaping your actions? The good news is that beliefs can be rewritten. To start, replace these narratives with empowering ones. Money is a tool for good. Wealth allows me to create impact and help others. I am capable of learning anything I need to succeed. Building your millionaire thought patterns. 1. Gratitude over envy. Instead of resenting someone else's success, celebrate it. Gratitude opens the door for abundance. Example. The next time you see a luxury car or someone living a lifestyle you admire, say to yourself, if they can achieve that, so can I. 2. Opportunity over obstacles. Train your brain to see setbacks as stepping stones. Challenge. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, what lesson or opportunity is hidden here? 3. Long-term vision over short-term gains. Millionaires think in decades, not days. Shift your focus to investments in skills, relationships, and habits that compound over time. Before moving forward in this book, commit to one powerful mindset practice. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for and 1 bold goal for the day. In the evening, review your actions and celebrate progress, no matter how small. This simple ritual helps rewire your brain for abundance and trains you to focus on growth. Here's the big takeaway. Millionaires aren't born with a special gene or access to a hidden club. They've trained their minds to see wealth not as an unattainable goal but as the natural result of consistent action fueled by the right mindset. Now, ask yourself, am I ready to think like a millionaire? If the answer is yes, you've just taken the first step. But this journey is only beginning. Chapter 2. Starting broke. How to leverage what you have. Can you build something from nothing? Imagine this. You have $100 in your bank account, no clear roadmap, and a mountain of doubts. Could you still take the first step toward building wealth? Many believe success demands vast resources, but here's a game-changing truth. You already have everything you need to begin. But how? How can you leverage your current skills, network, and resources, even if they feel painfully limited? By the end of this chapter, you'll discover how to turn what you have into a launching pad for extraordinary growth. Carla's story is one of grit. A single mother working 2 part-time jobs, she had every excuse to play it safe, but deep down she wanted more for her son. One day she noticed that people at her workplace loved her baked goods, which she made to save money on store-bought snacks. Carla didn't have startup capital for a business, but she had something else, a skill, a circle of coworkers who loved her treats, and a deep determination to succeed. She began taking small orders from her coworkers, using the money to buy better ingredients. Within a year, Carla was earning enough from her side hustle to cut back on one of her jobs. 5 years later, her bakery was a thriving business, serving hundreds of customers each week. Her story teaches an important lesson. Success doesn't demand perfection, it demands action. Even with limited resources, Carla saw opportunity where others saw obstacles. Most people stall at the starting line, because they're waiting for the perfect conditions, more money, more time, or more clarity. But the path to wealth begins when you stop waiting and start building. Ask yourself, what do I have right now that I can use? Even small abilities, like writing, cooking, or organizing, can open doors. Network. Friends, coworkers, or online communities can provide advice, support, or initial clients. Time. Even 30 minutes a day can compound into something meaningful. The key is to stop focusing on what's missing and maximize what's already available. When starting broke, your greatest resource is sweat equity, the time and effort you're willing to invest to build something from the ground up. Consider these steps. 1. Identify your value. What can you offer that solves a problem or fulfills a need? 2. Start small. Launching doesn't require perfection. Start with what you have, learn from feedback, and adapt. 3. Reinvest wisely. As you earn, put profits back into improving your offering rather than spending on luxuries. Sweat equity builds momentum. As your efforts grow, so does your potential. Let's break down how to create value from limited resources. 1. Start with a side hustle. Whether it's freelancing, selling products online, or tutoring, Side hustles let you generate income without huge upfront costs. Example: platforms like Upwork or Etsy allow you to test the waters with minimal risk. 2. Leverage free tools. You don't need expensive software or training. Free resources like YouTube, Canva, and Google Workspace can help you market, plan, and execute your ideas. 3. Build your network. Reach out to people who might help you succeed. The key is to approach connections with a mindset of providing value, not just asking for favors. Tip: join online communities or attend local meetups to find like-minded individuals. 4. Learn as you earn. Each small success provides lessons. By acting quickly and reflecting regularly, you'll grow skills and confidence. Do it broke, do it scared. The biggest enemy of action is fear. Fear of failure, judgment, or wasting effort. But what if you flip the script? What if fear wasn't a stop sign but a signal that you're stepping into growth? Consider this question. What's the worst that can happen if you start small today? Most fears dissolve when you realize the cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of a temporary setback. Here are 2 exercises to begin leveraging what you have. 1. Resource inventory. Write down 3 skills you're confident in, 3 problems you can solve for others, 3 people in your network who might support you. Then, brainstorm ways to combine these into a simple, low-cost venture. 2. Action challenge. Commit to one small step this week, such as reaching out to potential clients, setting up a free website, or learning a skill online. Track your progress and celebrate the action itself, not just the results. Carla's story and countless others like it prove that starting broke isn't a barrier, it's a catalyst. When you have little to lose, you're free to take bold steps, experiment, and grow without fear of failure. So, here's the question you need to ask yourself. Am I ready to bet on myself, even if the odds feel stacked against me? If the answer is yes, you've already overcome the hardest part, deciding to start. Chapter 3. The Power of Action. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. What's holding you back from starting? Think about the goals you've been dreaming of. How long have they been on your someday list? Maybe you've told yourself you'll start when the timing is right, when you're more prepared, or when you've saved enough money. But here's the truth that most people don't realize. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Here's the unanswered question. What if action, imperfect and messy, holds the key to unlocking your potential? By the end of this chapter, you'll understand why starting now, not later, is the only way forward. James was an aspiring entrepreneur with $1 million idea, or so he thought. For years, he told everyone about his plans to launch a fitness app that would revolutionize the industry. He spent hours researching, dreaming, and refining his vision, but he never took the first step. One day, James heard a podcast interview with a successful founder who said, "Your first version is going to be terrible, and that's okay." That hit James like a lightning bolt. He realized he'd been waiting for the perfect version of his idea, but in reality, perfection was his excuse for procrastination. James decided to act. He launched a simple version of his app with basic features. It wasn't polished, but it solved a real problem for his audience. Within months, users started giving feedback, and James improved his app based on their needs. 3 years later, his fitness app generated over $1 million in revenue. James's breakthrough came from one simple decision: start before you're ready. We've all been conditioned to believe in the illusion of perfect timing, but here's why it doesn't exist. 1. Life is unpredictable. Waiting for the right time assumes control over external circumstances. In reality, there will always be challenges. 2. You'll never feel fully ready. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Waiting until you feel prepared means you'll never start. 3. Momentum beats preparation. Action creates clarity. You can adjust your course as you go, but only if you're moving forward. Instead of asking, "Am I ready?" ask, "What can I do right now?" Success isn't built on massive leaps, it's built on consistent, small actions that compound over time. Consider this: momentum breeds confidence. Taking one step, no matter how small, builds the courage to take the next. Action reveals opportunities. You won't discover what works until you try. Starting creates feedback. Mistakes aren't failures, they're data points that guide you closer to success. One of the biggest barriers to action is the fear of failure. But what if failure isn't the end of the road? What if it's just a stepping stone? Failure equals learning. Every setback teaches you what doesn't work and pushes you to innovate. Failure builds resilience. The more you fail, the stronger you become at navigating challenges. Failure inspires creativity. Constraints and setbacks often lead to the most innovative solutions. Ask yourself, what would I attempt if I knew failure wasn't final? Here are 3 ways to start today. 1. The 2-minute rule. Break your task into something so small it feels impossible to fail. Want to write a book? Start by outlining 1 chapter. Want to launch a business? Create a list of ideas or potential customers. 2. Embrace the ugly first draft. Let go of perfectionism. The first version of anything you create will likely be rough, and that's okay. Success comes from iteration, not flawless beginnings. 3. Public accountability. Share your goals with someone who will hold you accountable. When others know what you're working toward, you're more likely to follow through. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it picks up speed, it becomes unstoppable. The same principle applies to action. Your first step may feel insignificant, but as you build momentum, the results will multiply. The biggest mistake is standing still. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do right now to create forward motion? Then, take that step without hesitation. Set a timer for 1 hour. Choose a goal you've been procrastinating on and commit to working on it non-stop for that hour. No distractions. Turn off your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and focus completely. No overthinking. Don't worry about getting it perfect, just focus on completing something. At the end of the hour, reflect on how it felt to take action. You'll likely realize it wasn't as overwhelming as you feared, and you've made progress you can build on. The difference between dreamers and doers is simple. Doers take the first step, even when they're unsure, scared, or unprepared. By acting now, you're giving yourself permission to learn, grow, and succeed. So, here's the final question for this chapter: if not now, when? There's no perfect moment coming. The only perfect moment is the one you create by starting. Chapter 4. Turning setbacks into stepping stones. Every path to success is littered with setbacks. But why do some people crumble under pressure while others use failure as a launchpad to greatness? The answer lies not in the circumstances themselves but in the way you perceive and respond to them. Here's the unanswered question. How can you turn your biggest setbacks into the stepping stones that lead you to success? By the end of this chapter, you'll see how failure can become your most powerful teacher. Sarah was no stranger to setbacks. After pouring her savings into a tech startup, she watched it collapse within a year. Investors pulled out, her team disbanded, and she was left with nothing but debt and self-doubt. For months, Sarah believed the failure defined her. She replayed every mistake in her mind, convinced she wasn't cut out for entrepreneurship. But then, something shifted. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, Sarah began to study what went right. She realized that despite the failure, she'd gained invaluable skills: pitching to investors, managing a team, and developing a product. Sarah decided to launch a second startup, this time applying the lessons she'd learned. Within 2 years, her second company achieved what her first couldn't: profitability and a growing client base. Sarah didn't succeed in spite of her failure, she succeeded because of it. Her story is a reminder that setbacks aren't the end, they're a chapter in your growth story. The mindset shift. From victim to student. When faced with failure, most people default to the victim mindset. Why me? I'll never succeed. This always happens. The problem? This mindset keeps you stuck. The key to turning setbacks into stepping stones is adopting the student mindset. What can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? What opportunities does this create? Every setback contains a lesson, but only if you're willing to look for it. Setbacks often feel overwhelming because they're emotionally charged. Here's how to break them down. 1. Separate emotion from fact. Emotion: I failed, so I must be a failure. Fact: the strategy didn't work this time. 2. Identify the root cause. What specific decision or circumstance led to the setback? Recognizing patterns helps you avoid repeating mistakes. 3. Extract the lesson. What can this failure teach you about your process, mindset, or approach? J.K. Rowling. Before publishing Harry Potter, Rowling faced 12 rejections from publishers. Her perseverance turned her into one of the most successful authors in history. Thomas Edison. Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His experiments led to the invention of the light bulb. Oprah Winfrey. Fired from her first job as a TV anchor, Oprah used the experience to pivot toward building her media empire. These stories show that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Here's a step-by-step guide to turning setbacks into stepping stones. 1. Reflect without judgment. Set aside time to analyze what went wrong. Write down what was within your control, what was outside your control. What would you do differently next time? 2. Reframe the narrative. Instead of saying, "I failed," say, "This attempt didn't work, and here's why." This subtle shift keeps you focused on solutions rather than self-blame. 3. Take immediate action. Don't let a setback paralyze you. Use the lessons learned to adjust your approach and take the next step. 4. Celebrate resilience. Recognize the courage it takes to keep going. Celebrate your willingness to learn and grow. Turning pain into purpose. Sometimes the pain of failure feels unbearable, but often it's this very pain that fuels transformation. Consider this. What if your greatest setback was preparing you for your greatest breakthrough? Many of the world's most successful people point to a devastating failure as the moment that shaped their resilience, creativity, and hunger for success. The same can be true for you if you let it. Practical exercise. The failure audit. 1. Choose one setback. Think about a recent failure or challenge. 2. Write down the facts. What happened? Why? 3. Extract 3 lessons. Identify specific insights or strategies you've gained from the experience. 4. Commit to one change. Decide on one action you'll take to improve your approach moving forward. This exercise shifts your focus from dwelling on the setback to learning and adapting. Here's the truth no one tells you. Setbacks are gifts in disguise. They reveal weaknesses, teach resilience, and force you to grow in ways comfort never will. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a necessary part of your journey. So, here's the final question. What's one setback you've experienced that, in hindsight, prepared you for something greater? By reframing failure as a stepping stone, you'll unlock the courage to keep moving forward. Chapter 5. Building Momentum. How to create opportunity. Do you see opportunities or obstacles? Why is it that some people seem to attract opportunity effortlessly while others struggle to find their footing? The truth is, opportunities are everywhere. The difference lies in your ability to recognize and act on them. Here's the unanswered question. How can you train your mind to see and seize opportunities where others see nothing but obstacles? By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to build momentum and unlock doors you didn't even know existed. Darren was a recent college graduate with no connections, no job offers, and mounting student debt. He applied to dozens of companies without success. Feeling defeated, he considered giving up on his dream of working in tech. One evening, while scrolling through a tech forum, Darren noticed a thread about an upcoming industry hackathon. Though he lacked confidence, he signed up. At the event, Darren met programmers, entrepreneurs, and recruiters. His team didn't win, but one of the judges noticed Darren's innovative approach and offered him an internship. That unpaid internship turned into a full-time job within 6 months. Darren didn't wait for opportunity to knock, he created it by putting himself in the right environment. His journey highlights a critical lesson. Opportunity favors those who take action. How to train your mind to see opportunity. 1. Adopt a problem-solving mindset. Opportunities often appear as problems in disguise. When you encounter a challenge, ask yourself, what value can I create here? Example. Instead of complaining about long commutes, an entrepreneur might invent a productivity tool for travelers. 2. Stay curious. Curiosity opens doors to possibilities. Learn new skills, ask questions, and explore industries outside your comfort zone. 3. Connect the dots. Opportunities arise when you combine existing resources or ideas in new ways. Look for patterns others overlook. Opportunities don't always come with flashing neon signs. Here's where to start. 1. In your network. Reach out to friends, family, and colleagues. Often, opportunities come from unexpected connections. Tip. Don't just ask for help, offer value in return. 2. In market gaps. Identify unmet needs in your industry or community. Where are people struggling? What can you create to solve their problems? 3. In trends. Pay attention to emerging trends in technology, culture, and business. Staying ahead of the curve puts you in a position to capitalize on new markets. Momentum is the key to creating opportunities. Here's how it works. 1. Take small, consistent actions. Each step forward, no matter how small, creates new possibilities. Darren didn't need a job offer to start his career, he just needed to attend that hackathon. 2. Build relationships. Surround yourself with people who inspire you and challenge you to grow. Opportunities often come through collaboration. 3. Reflect and adjust. Momentum doesn't mean charging ahead blindly. Regularly assess your progress and adapt your approach. The fear of missed opportunities. A common fear is that you've already missed your chance. But here's the truth. Opportunities are infinite, not finite. Even if you've let some slip by, new ones are always around the corner if you're willing to look for them. Ask yourself, am I focusing on what I've missed or on what I can create next? The answer will shape your future. Practical exercise. The Opportunity Journal. Start training your brain to recognize opportunities by keeping an opportunity journal. 1. Daily reflection. At the end of each day, write down one challenge you faced, one lesson you learned, one opportunity you noticed even if you didn't act on it. 2. Weekly review. Look back at your entries. Are there patterns or recurring themes? Use these insights to guide your next steps. The power of saying yes. Too often, we reject opportunities because they seem too risky, too unfamiliar, or too challenging. But here's the secret. Growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Think about Darren. He could have skipped the hackathon, telling himself he wasn't ready. Instead, he said yes, and that one decision changed the trajectory of his life. What opportunities are you saying no to because of fear or self-doubt? Challenge yourself. What's one thing I can say yes to this week that scares me? Your answer could lead to your next breakthrough. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for opportunities to find them. Instead, go out and create them. Whether it's reaching out to someone new, solving a problem, or taking a bold step, your actions will open doors. Here's the final question for this chapter. If opportunities are everywhere, what will you do today to find or create your next one? The decision to act is yours. Chapter 6. The Role of Grit and Resilience. How do you keep going when the odds feel impossible? Every journey to success encounters moments of doubt, exhaustion, and setbacks that threaten to derail even the most determined individuals. The critical question is, what separates those who give up from those who push through and thrive? The answer lies in two powerful traits, grit and resilience. By the end of this chapter, you'll learn how to cultivate unshakable perseverance, even when everything seems to be working against you. Priya was determined to launch her sustainable clothing brand. She quit her job, cashed out her savings, and dove headfirst into building her dream business. But within 6 months, her online store was struggling. Sales were slow, suppliers were unreliable, and a major advertising campaign flopped. Her friends told her to cut her losses. But Priya refused to give up. She spent countless nights learning about digital marketing, refining her product line, and reaching out to customers for feedback. Slowly, things began to change. 2 years later, Priya's brand wasn't just surviving, it was thriving, with a loyal customer base and growing profits. She credits her success not to luck or perfect timing but to her resilience in the face of overwhelming challenges. Her story shows that success often requires enduring when most would quit. Psychologist Angela Duckworth defines grit as the combination of passion and perseverance toward long-term goals. It's not talent or luck but the ability to stay committed, even when progress feels slow. Ask yourself, am I willing to keep going, even when results aren't immediate? The resilience formula. Resilience is your ability to bounce back after setbacks. It's not about avoiding challenges but learning to thrive despite them. Here's the formula. 1. Acceptance. Acknowledge the situation without denial or despair. 2. Adaptation. Pivot your approach when needed. 3. Optimism. Believe that setbacks are temporary and success is still possible. Studies show that perseverance is a stronger predictor of success than talent or intelligence. Why? Because effort compounds over time. Each small action, even in the face of failure, builds momentum and creates opportunities for growth. Consider this analogy. Grit is like water carving a path through rock. It doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent pressure, even the hardest obstacles yield. How to cultivate grit and resilience. 1. Reconnect with your why. When challenges arise, remember why you started. Your deeper purpose will fuel your determination. Example. Priya's commitment to sustainability kept her going when profits were low. 2. Break goals into milestones. Large goals can feel overwhelming. Break them into smaller, achievable steps to maintain momentum. Tip: celebrate each milestone to stay motivated. 3. Build a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage and challenge you. Resilience often thrives in a community. 4. Embrace discomfort. Growth requires stepping outside your comfort zone. Learn to see discomfort as a sign of progress. The role of self-talk. The way you speak to yourself during hard times matters. Negative self-talk, like "I'll never succeed," drains your resilience. Replace it with affirmations like, "This is a challenge, but I can handle it. Every step forward is progress. I am stronger than this setback." Here's a mindset shift. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Challenges often contain hidden opportunities for growth, innovation, or connection. For example, Priya's advertising flop forced her to learn digital marketing, a skill that became a cornerstone of her success. Practical exercise: the resilience builder. 1. Identify a challenge. Write down a current obstacle you're facing. 2. List lessons learned. What have you gained from this experience so far? 3. Create a plan. Outline one actionable step to move forward, no matter how small. 4. Commit to persistence. Write an affirmation about why you're committed to overcoming this challenge. Grit and resilience aren't flashy traits, but they're the foundation of lasting success. They enable you to weather storms, stay focused, and keep moving forward when others would quit. Ask yourself, how can I build a life where persistence, not perfection, is the goal? The answer lies in showing up every day, putting in the effort, and trusting that your hard work will pay off. Here's the hard truth. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who persevere. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is bridged by grit and resilience. So here's the final question. When challenges arise, will you lean in or back away? The choice you make in those moments defines your future. Chapter 7. The Circle of Influence. Building your success network. Are the people around you helping or hindering your growth? Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they inspiring you to grow, or are they holding you back? The truth is, your circle of influence plays a critical role in your journey to success. Here's the unanswered question. How can you surround yourself with people who elevate, rather than limit your potential? By the end of this chapter, you'll learn how to build a network that fuels your growth, encourages your ambitions, and amplifies your success. Luis had always been ambitious, but his group of friends didn't share his drive. They laughed at his business ideas and encouraged him to settle for what's realistic. For years, Luis felt stuck, unable to move forward despite his big dreams. One day he attended a local entrepreneur meetup. For the first time, Luis was surrounded by people who thought differently, people who talked about growth, resilience, and opportunity. Their energy was contagious. Within a year, Luis had not only started his first business, but also built a network of mentors and peers who supported his vision. Luis's story is a powerful reminder. The right environment can unlock your potential, while the wrong one can stifle it. Why your network matters. Your network influences 1. Your mindset. The attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of those around you affect your own thinking. Example. If your circle views failure as a learning opportunity, you're more likely to take risks. 2. Your opportunities. Many opportunities arise through connections, collaborations, and referrals. 3. Your habits. You adopt the habits of the people you spend the most time with. Surrounding yourself with disciplined, motivated individuals inspires similar behavior. Ask yourself, am I surrounded by people who challenge and inspire me, or by those who drain my energy? The 3 types of influencers. To build a success network, seek out 3 key types of people. 1. Mentors. Provide guidance, share wisdom, and offer constructive feedback. Tip. Look for mentors who've achieved what you aspire to and are willing to invest in your growth. 2. Peers. Share your journey, challenges, and goals. Tip. Join communities or masterminds where people at your level push each other forward. 3. Supporters. Cheer you on and provide emotional encouragement during tough times. Tip. Friends and family can fill this role, but be mindful of seeking support from those who genuinely believe in your vision. How to expand your network. 1. Start with purpose. Define what you want from your network. Are you looking for mentorship, collaboration, or inspiration? 2. Leverage existing resources. Attend industry events, online webinars, or local meetups. Join professional groups on platforms like LinkedIn. 3. Offer value first. Networking isn't just about asking for help. Offer value by sharing resources, insights, or introductions. 4. Follow up consistently. Building relationships takes time. Regularly check in with your connections to maintain and strengthen the bond. The importance of letting go. Sometimes, growth requires distancing yourself from toxic or unsupportive influences. This can be challenging, especially if these relationships are long-standing. Ask yourself, do these people align with my goals and values? Do they encourage or discourage my ambitions? Letting go doesn't mean burning bridges. It means prioritizing relationships that nurture your growth. Practical exercise. The circle audit. Take inventory of your current network. 1. List your top 5 influences. Who do you spend the most time with? 2. Evaluate their impact. Next to each name, write whether they uplift, neutralize, or drain your energy. 3. Set an action plan. Strengthen relationships with those who uplift you. Reduce time with those who drain your energy. Identify one new person to connect with who aligns with your goals. When you surround yourself with driven, supportive people, their energy and habits ripple into your own life. Success becomes contagious. You'll find yourself thinking bigger, acting bolder, and achieving more than you thought possible. Consider this. What if the people in your life right now are shaping the trajectory of your future? The choice to curate your circle is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. The power of collaboration. Success isn't a solo journey. Collaboration amplifies your impact by combining strengths and ideas. Here's how to foster collaboration in your network. Be generous. Share resources and celebrate others' wins. Stay open-minded. Embrace diverse perspectives and approaches. Create win-win scenarios. Ensure every collaboration benefits all parties involved. Closing the gap between your current circle and your dream network. The people in your life are either lifting you higher or anchoring you down. Building a network that fuels your growth isn't about luck, it's about intention. Here's the final question for this chapter. Who can you connect with today to elevate your future? The answer could redefine your path to success. Chapter 8. The Signs of Success. Recognizing you're on the right path. How do you know if you're destined for success? What if you're already on the right path, but you can't see it yet? Success doesn't always arrive with a bang, it often grows quietly, through habits, choices, and shifts in mindset. The question is, can you recognize the signs that you're building the foundation for a millionaire future? By the end of this chapter, you'll not only identify the markers of progress but also gain the confidence to trust your journey. Anita worked as a teacher by day and spent her evenings working on a tutoring platform she dreamed of launching. At first, progress felt painfully slow, only a handful of parents signed up, and revenue was almost non-existent. Anita often wondered if she was wasting her time. One day, she received an email from a parent who thanked her for helping their child gain confidence in math. That small success reminded Anita why she started. She doubled down, improving her platform, seeking feedback, and refining her services. Fast forward 3 years. Anita's tutoring platform now serves thousands of families. What changed? Nothing overnight, but she recognized the early signs of progress and refused to quit when success was still invisible to others. Recognizing the signs of progress. Success often feels distant, but the following signs indicate you're building a solid foundation. 1. Small wins accumulate. Landing a first client, hitting a small milestone, or receiving positive feedback are signals you're moving in the right direction. Action step. Celebrate every small victory, it's proof of momentum. 2. Your mindset shifts. You focus less on what you lack and more on solutions, growth, and possibilities. 3. Your habits align with your goals. Consistently taking actions that support your vision, even if they seem minor, shows that success is becoming part of your routine. 4. Others take notice. Whether it's encouragement from a mentor, interest from a client, or admiration from peers, external validation often reflects your internal progress. Trusting the process. Impatience is one of the greatest barriers to success. Too often, people quit just before they're about to break through. Ask yourself, am I focusing on immediate results or long-term growth? Here's the truth. Success is a lagging indicator of consistent effort. The seeds you plant today may not bloom for months, or even years, but the harvest is coming if you keep watering them. If you're exhibiting these traits, you're already on the path to success. 1. Resilience. You bounce back after setbacks and see failure as a learning opportunity. 2. Curiosity. You continuously seek new knowledge, skills, and perspectives. 3. Focus. You prioritize meaningful actions over distractions. 4. Self-belief. You trust your ability to navigate challenges and create opportunities. These traits aren't inherited, they're cultivated. If you're working on these areas, you're already ahead of most. How to strengthen the signs of success. 1. Track your progress. Keep a journal or app where you document milestones, lessons, and goals achieved. Reviewing your journey reminds you of how far you've come. 2. Stay consistent. Even when results are slow, commit to your daily actions. Consistency is what separates dreamers from doers. 3. Seek feedback. Regularly ask trusted mentors, clients, or peers for feedback. Their insights can help you refine your approach. 4. Stay inspired. Surround yourself with success stories, motivational content, and a network of ambitious individuals. Practical exercise. The success inventory. 1. List recent wins. Write down 3 accomplishments, no matter how small. 2. Identify growth areas. What have you improved or learned in the past month? 3. Plan your next step. Based on your progress, decide on one specific action to take in the coming week. This exercise helps you see the bigger picture and stay focused on forward momentum. Comparing yourself to others can blind you to your own progress. Remember, your journey is unique. The signs of success may look different for you, but that doesn't mean they're any less valid. Ask yourself, am I measuring success by my growth or someone else's highlight reel? The final sign. Belief in yourself. The most powerful sign that you're destined for success is an unshakable belief in your potential. This belief fuels your actions, sustains your momentum, and attracts opportunities. It's not arrogance, it's trust in the process. Anita's success began with a single email from a satisfied parent. That small sign fueled her confidence, and her confidence fueled her actions. What small signs can you celebrate today? Closing the gap between now and your future. The signs of success are all around you, even if they're subtle. Recognizing them isn't just about validation, it's about building the faith to keep going. Here's the final question for this chapter and for the book. If you already have the signs of success within you, what will you do next to bring your vision to life? Take care and be well.